Hi there, everyone. Tracy Wanamaker, licensed speech language pathologist, here to talk about another preferred toy that I have at home. And I thought maybe we could talk about some strategies and maybe think about eliciting some sounds and sound production for some of our little language learners at home. I've been inspired a little bit starting doing some teletherapy and working with some of the families that I serve currently through early intervention. And this whole being at home has been definitely a time for reflection, and I think about just being realistic, what we can implement at home, given that times are different. Our Many of our home environments are different, and there might be other siblings home that make it more challenging to implement some strategies. So I think about really being intentional with what you might be implementing at home and being realistic and really lightening up on yourself that we can all only do so much. And us therapists might have some ideas, but really the takeaway needs to be, what can I realistically implement at home? And maybe that's 5 minutes. It might be 10 minutes. You might have more. We might need to incorporate some siblings in our sessions and giving them homework. I just had 2 sessions where I pulled the sibling in, and the sibling is going to be doing something. So I think that alleviates some stress from the parents and then lets them be an active participant as well. So something to think about. But I want to talk about, I have this little stringing set that I've had for years. I have several stringing sets. I think they're fun. A lot of the kids gravitate towards them. Let me pull it out. If you caught my last one on Mr. Potato Head, I think what some kids might like about this is that the expectation visually is there, so there's not a lot of confusion about what needs to be done with the toy. So for our visual learners, if you see this peg and one time I put this in the hole and pull it, oh, that makes a lot of sense visually, and then the child might readily imitate you. So for the kids that gravitate towards this toy, I might do something like we were talking about with Mr. Potato Head. If we're working on receptive language and our child likes to just reach for both, we can present the named item a little bit closer so that the child reaches for the one that you name and then they're successful. So I might say, get the cat. And then I pause and see what the child does. Some of our kids need a couple of seconds to process information, so I think that pause is really important. And that's when I was talking about being intentional about how we do some simple things with our kids, so we don't need to worry about implementing strategies the whole day. It might just be easier to do it within an activity that a child already enjoys. So get the horse, and then I would have the horse closer. So then this is fun. My friend Lori makes this fun sound when you put it on, which I think taps into the auditory system of a lot of kids. So she'll go, and a lot of times that grabs kids' attention, and then they're like, I want that again. And you think about some of our kids, if it's hard to get their attention, when you can find that attention grabber, then you can both be thinking about this toy. So fun sounds that go along with it are often the sounds that your child might imitate first. Another thing I might do, let's say a child is just starting to imitate, and we're working on sound imitation. So for cat, and I was just talking to my CF Carrie about forward chaining and backward chaining. So forward chaining would be you produce the first sound first and then the latter part. Sometimes I don't necessarily break the whole word apart. I might do ca and then t. So produce the CA part and then the T and pause, and then see if your child can do ca Or backward chaining, so you start with the back of the word and do t, cat. So forward chaining, backward chaining. Sometimes with some of my kids, I might clap, so cat. That can be another one. You can tap on your leg, sometimes using a varied intonational pattern, so it taps into the auditory system, can be another strategy to get the child's attention, and then they might be more apt to imitate that sound that you are presenting. Anyway, that's a little bit about a preferred toy, the fun sound. We can think about receptive vocabulary. Sometimes with this one too, to be quite honest, I like to do verbal routines within my activities, so my word might be on. So on, and then I could pull it, or I like to do pull, 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 pull. Once again, tapping into the auditory system, getting the child's attention so they're motivated to interact with you. A lot of times that's half the battle. Anyway, I am going to post a link to forward and backward chaining in this post. I'm going to share it on Facebook, and then that way you'll have access to both of those strategies. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope everyone is happy and well. Thank you. Bye-bye.